In this short video, we are going to look at the switch statement in JavaScript. Again, we are going to look at our demo HTML. If you scroll down to the bottom, you can see there is a button to say if a given fruit is tropical or not. Okay, so let's assign a function to it. That's the name of my function. It's tropical. Let me go to my JS function. Okay, so here we are going to say var fruit, and let's say it is mango. So this is how a switch statement is. It starts with switch, and then you say which one are you going to decide on. So what is the variable that you're using to switch between different choices? So you have to say what the variable is, and then this is going to have a bunch of statements like this. The ending will be default. So let's say there are a few number of fruits. So the first one will be, let's say, banana. Second, it's papaya, tomato, mango, watermelon, and then default. So these are case statements. It means that it is like an if statement, but it is all like clumped into one. So this is the same as saying if fruit is banana, if fruit is papaya, if fruit is tomato. Okay, and then if none of the above, the else condition is the default condition. If none of the above is true, then it will go to the default. Okay, the most important thing to think about is because there are multiple case statements, each case statement should end with a break. Like I said before, break is one of the important statements to learn about. Break means if you are a banana, make a decision what you want to do and then get out of this switch statement. Stop execution. Don't go to the next statement. Okay, that is what a break means. Well, at this point, we are not doing anything inside each case, which we'll be adding in a minute. The default does not need a break. Okay, the default will say, okay, let's not alert right now. So let's define a variable called is tropical and make it as false. This is a Boolean variable. A Boolean will be true or false. Okay, this is a Boolean variable. So it's going to be like a flag. You can think of it as a flag. So is banana tropical? I think it is. So I'm going to say is tropical equal to true. It is not in quotes. Okay, true and false are keywords, reserved keywords, so you don't have to use quotes for them. So they are like a valid value. They'll be assigned like a 1 or a 0 or something like that in the background. So you can directly assign the value. So this is going to be is tropical equal to true. It's a tomato means I don't think it's tropical. Mango is tropical. Watermelon is tropical. And then the default will say is tropical is false. Okay. And then after the switch statement, see the switch statement, because there are multiple statements, we have the curly braces to have that as a block. It's a block of statements. Without the curly braces, it will stop right at the semicolon. The first semicolon it finds, that's where it stops. So let me zoom out a little bit so that you can see the entire statement. So this is like multiple if statements. For convenience, we use the switch statement. When you have multiple, more than 2 or 3, the if statements become really clumsy. So a switch statement is much better. So it says, so you have to say like, what are you checking? So that is the variable we use here. And then case statement is the one that compares against. What should I compare the fruit against? In this case, we are comparing this fruit to banana. Here we are comparing this fruit to a papaya and so on and so forth. This guy is if everything else above does not match, then we do this guy. A break statement has to be part of every case statement so that execution stops right there. Otherwise, without a break statement, it would continue executing. So your results will be incorrect. So let's alert. So this would show us, it'll tell you is mango tropical, and then it'll tell you true or false. My switch statements are right here. So we are at mango, so I'm going to put a breakpoint here and put one against this guy watermelon, put one against this guy and this guy so that you can see the flow. Okay, I click on show answer. Okay, it's breaking execution here. So right after this statement, let's see what happens. Click on this arrow. So it's a tropical is set to true. Okay, when I say break, let's see what happens. See, it jumped right here. It did not go through the rest of the statements. It jumped right here. And that is the purpose of a break statement. Okay, so you click on resume. It says is mango tropical true. Let's try with a different set of data. Let's make this as kiwi. Kiwi is not part of any of this check. So our expectation is that it should go to this default and say false. Let's click on this guy. Is tropical false. So it's going to say is kiwi tropical false. Okay, so you get the idea of how to use the switch statement. I'm going to combine one more logic here. So far we have been using functions without using any input values here. So inside here you can pass an input value. So this fruit name, instead of defining it here, you can send it from your HTML. So let's say the fruit we are receiving here in a variable. Fruit is still a variable. So how do we receive that from the HTML? You go to HTML and instead of saying fruit, you just say like that. Inside these two rounded braces, we can put the name of the fruit. This is called as a parameter. So nothing should change. It should still work. So show answer should say is mango tropical true. See, we never put mango inside our JavaScript, but it still knows because we are sending that as an input parameter to the function.